This is certainly something I feel we have to do. And the one final issue I have to mention as I close, perhaps a few facts and figures might demonstrate why. When I was born in 1948, a city like Lagos in Nigeria had a population of just 300,000. Today, just over 60 years later, it is home to 20 million. 35,000 people live in every square mile of the city, and its population increases by another 600,000 every year. I choose Lagos as an example. I could have chosen Mumbai, Cairo, or Mexico City. Wherever you look, the world's population is increasing fast. It goes up by the equivalent of the entire population of the United Kingdom every year, which means that this poor planet of ours, which already struggles to sustain 6.8 billion people, will somehow have to support over 9 billion people within 50 years. In the Arab world, 60% of the population is now under the age of 30. That will mean, in some way or other, 100 million new jobs will have to be created in that region alone over the next 10 to 15 years. Now, I'm well aware that the very long-term prediction is that population may go down. 150 years from now, the trends suggest there may be as few as 4 billion people, maybe even just 2 billion. But there is no getting away from the fact that in the short term, in the next 50 years, we face monumental problems as the figures rocket. No megacity can ever hope to catch up with the present expansion in their numbers to provide adequate health care, education, transport, food, and shelter for so many. Nor can the Earth herself sustain us all when the demands and pressures on her bounty worldwide are becoming so intense. Now, I know it is a complicated issue. The experts suggest that in theory, the Earth could support 9 billion people, but not if a vast proportion is consuming the world's resources at present Western levels. So the changes have to be essentially twofold. It would certainly help if the acceleration slowed down, but it would also help if the world reduced its desire to consume. I've been following very carefully the findings of my British Asian Trust in India, which has been helping to run a women's education project in a drought-prone region of Maharashtra called Satara. They have noticed that a real difference can be made when women are able to become more involved in the running of the community. This is also the experience in Bangladesh. I've long been fascinated by Muhammad Yunus's Grameen Bank of Bangladesh. It operates microcredit schemes that offer loans to the poorest communities through a bank which is now 90% owned by the rural poor. Interestingly, where the loans are managed by the women of the community, the birth rate has gone down. The impact of these sorts of schemes of education and the provision of family planning services has been widespread. Whereas in the 1980s, the average family in Bangladesh had 6 children, now the average figure is 3. But with megacities growing as they are, I fear there is little chance these sorts of schemes can help the plight of many millions of people unless we all face up to the fact more honestly than we do that one of the biggest causes of high birth rates remains cultural. It raises some very difficult moral questions, I know, but do we not, each one of us, carry the same responsibility towards the earth? It is surely time to ask if we can come to a view that balances the traditional attitude to the sacred nature of life, on the one hand, with, on the other, those teachings within each of the sacred traditions that urge humankind to keep within the limits of nature's benevolence and bounty.